Hi, good morning children. Can you remember what we discussed last class? Before that, are you ready? Everyone should keep your textbook in front of you and all other necessary items with you, okay? And watch the video carefully, okay? So, last class we discussed 6 physiographic divisions. Himalayan mountains already we completed. And we started northern plains. In that topic, northern plains, some more area we have to finish. Okay, so we can continue. Are you ready? Yes. We discussed the northern plains. There are 3 sections of the northern plains. Can you remember which are the 3 sections of the northern plains? Yes, which are they? Punjab plains, Ganga plains, Brahmaputra plains. Okay, these 3 we discussed. Northern plains. So, next today's topic, it is starting from northern plains generally flat and there is no variations in its relief. Commonly, it is saying that there is no variations in the northern plains. But in reality, it is not completely true. Why it is saying like that? Means all the areas are not a flat land in northern plains. Few variations we can see. According to its variations, relief features, northern plains divided into 4 regions. Can you follow me? Once again I will tell you. Northern plains, there are 3 sections are there that already we discussed. Punjab plains, Ganga plains and Brahmaputra plains. So commonly it is saying that plains are a flat surface. But it is not completely true because of the variations. On the basis of the variations, northern plains again classified or divided into 4 regions. On the basis of the variations of the northern plains, it is divided into 4. Which are they? Bhabar, Terai, Bhangar, and Khabar. Children, listen. On the basis of the variations on northern plains, it is divided into 4 sections. That is Bhabar, second one Terai, third one Bhangar, and fourth one Khabar. Don't worry, the names are strange for you or it is not familiar with you. Don't worry, we can discuss one by one. First we can discuss Bhabar. That means the rivers from this top of the mountains carrying pebbles and depositing in a narrow area about 8 to 16 kilometers in width, lying parallel to the slope of the Shivalik, that is known as Bhabar. You didn't understand? No. I know that. Once again I will tell you Bhabar. Which area is known as Bhabar? Listen carefully. The rivers from the top of the mountains, you know that most of the rivers starting from the top of the mountains, these rivers carrying pebbles and pebbles, you know, pebbles, kallugal, kunju urulan kallugal, charakallu, kunju kallugal, pebbles and depositing in a narrow area. മലമുകളിൽ നിന്നും വെള്ളത്തോടൊപ്പം അല്ലെങ്കിൽ പുഴയുടെ ഒഴുക്കിനോടുകൂടി വരുന്ന pebbles. It is a narrow area, it is depositing about a width 8 to 16 kilometer width. These pebbles are depositing in the low lying area to the slope of the Shivalik. What is Shivalik? Can you remember? It is one of the range of Himalaya. There are 3 important ranges are there in Himalaya: Himachal, Himadri, Shivalik. These all ranges we studied. So in that Shivalik range, this Bhabar area is there. Narrow one corridor, the pebbles are depositing, and it is parallel to the slope of the Shivalik range. That area is known as a Bhabar. Understood? All the streams, what is the speciality of this Bhabar area? All the streams are disappearing in this belt. ഇവിടെ എത്തുമ്പോൾ എല്ലാ കുഞ്ഞു അരുവികൾ, പുഴയോട് കൂടി ചേർന്ന അരുവികളൊക്കെ ഡിസപ്പിയർ, കാണാതാകും in this belt, Bhabar belt. So once again I will tell you, on the basis of the variations in the northern plains, it is divided into 4. That is Bhabar, second one Terai, third one Bhangar, and last one Khadar. So now we discussed what is Bhabar. Bhabar, the rivers from the top of the mountains, they are carrying the pebbles, soil, silt, etc. and they are depositing in a narrow corridor 8 to 16 kilometers width, parallel to the slope of the Shivalik range of Himalaya. That is known as a Bhabar. Got it? And the speciality of this area, it is all the streams. Streams means അരുവികൾ, കുഞ്ഞു പുഴകൾ. So all the streams are disappearing in this belt. Okay, this much only you have to understand about Bhabar. Can I go to second? Yes, it is second one, Terai. Terai. Terai, the south of the Bangar belt, sorry, not Bangar, south of the Bhabar belt, again streams and rivers are re-emerge and create a wet, swampy and marshy area known as Terai. Understood? Once again I will tell you. South of the Bhabar belt. Now we discussed what is first one, Bhabar. So south part of the Bhabar belt, again all the streams, it is re-emerge. എല്ലാ കുഞ്ഞു പുഴകളും വീണ്ടും ഒരുമിക്കുന്നു. Re-emerge and create. So the influence of the rivers or the streams are there. You know that the area will be wet area or swampy or marshy. What do you mean by swampy or marshy area? എപ്പോഴും വെള്ളം നിൽക്കുന്ന ചതുപ്പ് നിലങ്ങൾ, അങ്ങനെയുള്ള പ്രദേശത്തെ വെള്ളത്തിന്റെ സാന്നിധ്യം മൂലം ചതുപ്പായി മാറിയ സ്ഥലങ്ങളെ സ്വാംപി, മാർഷി എന്നൊക്കെ പറയുന്നത്. ഓക്കെ, സോ ബിക്കോസ് ഓഫ് ദ ഇൻഫ്ലുവൻസ് ഓഫ് ഓർ റിവേഴ്സ് ആൻഡ് സ്ട്രീംസ് ആർ re-emerged and this area became a marshy and a swampy area. That is known as Terai. I think you got it now. Okay. And it was thickly forested area. Why I used was here? Why can't I use is? Because it was a thickly forested area, full of a wild life in this forest also. But these forests cut and clear and make agricultural land. Now at present this land is not full of thickly forest. Now this forest area cut and cleared for the agricultural activities. That is why I used here was. Now you got it. Also used for the some of the area, it is also used for the settlement or migrants from Pakistan after partition. ഇന്ത്യയുടെ വിഭജനത്തിന് ശേഷം പാകിസ്ഥാൻ മൈഗ്രൻസിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് ഈ പ്ലേസ് ഫോറസ്റ്റ് കട്ട് ചെയ്ത് ക്ലിയർ ചെയ്ത് ഉപയോഗിച്ചു എന്നാണ് പറയുന്നത്. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് വൈ ഐ യൂസ്ഡ് വാസ്. ഓക്കെ, നൗ ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് എ സെറ്റിൽമെന്റ്സ് ആർ ദർ, അഗ്രികൾച്ചർ ലാൻഡ്സ് ആർ ദർ. ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് നോട്ട് തിക്ലി ഫോറസ്റ്റഡ് ഏരിയ അറ്റ് പ്രസന്റ്. ഓക്കെ, ഇൻ ദിസ് റീജിയൻ വി ക്യാൻ സി ദുധ്വ നാഷണൽ പാർക്ക്. The speciality of this area, Terai, the Dudhwa National Park, we can see in this Terai region. Got it, children? So, on the basis of variations of the northern plains divided into 4. We discussed the first one Bhabar, second one Terai. I think you got it. We can move to third one. Okay. Third one Bhanga. You know that the largest part of northern plain is older alluvium. Older alluvium. Why it is older, newer, two terms are there? Yes. There are on the basis of the age or from according to its formation or on the basis of its age of the soil, alluvial soil, it is divided into two, older alluvium and newer alluvium. So this older alluvium lie above the flood plain of rivers. Once again, largest part of the northern plain is older alluvium. Got it? And this older alluvium that is above the flood plains of the rivers. Older alluvium is known as Banker and newer alluvium is known as Khadar. The speciality, older alluvium is not fertile or less fertile, but newer alluvium, that is Khadar, is more fertile than the Banker alluvium. I think there is no confusion. I think you got it. Okay. And here in this older alluvium lie above the flood plain of rivers. പുഴകൾ ക്യാരി ചെയ്ത് കൊണ്ടുവരുന്ന അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അതിന്റെ അലൂവിയം ഡെപ്പോസിറ്റ് ഫ്ലഡ് പ്ലെയിൻസിന്റെ മുകൾ ഭാഗത്ത് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ എബോ മുകൾ ഭാഗത്തായിട്ടാണ് എന്ത് കാണുന്നത്? ഓൾഡർ അലൂവിയം. Got it? And here we can see terrace like structure. Terrace, തട്ടുകളായിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു structure of land ആണ് in this area we can see. Bangar area, ഒരു terrace like structure we can see. Okay. And this part is known as Bangar. Bangar area. Once again, Bangar. We know that northern plains on the basis of the age of the soil, it is divided into old alluvium and newer alluvium. Old alluvium is known as Bangar and new alluvium is known as Khadar. Old alluvium, it is full of a calcium carbonate content is there. So it is not that much fertile. But newer Khadar is more fertile. So rivers are carrying and forming a flood plain, and so it is creating a structure, that means a terrace-like structure of landforms. This area is known as Bangar. Now you got it? Yes. And the soil in this region, the speciality of this area is the soil in this region contains calcareous deposit. While you are reading your textbook, you can see a word calcareous. You know what is calcareous? Means in this area the soil contains or it is full of calcium carbonate content is there in the soil. And it is locally known as canker nodules. Got it? If the canker nodules are there in the soil or calcium carbonate content in the soil, it is more means the soil is not fertile. Also, it is a infiltration of water, means വെള്ളത്തെ ഭൂമിക്ക് അടിയിലേക്ക് അരിച്ചിറങ്ങാൻ തടസ്സവും ആകുന്നു. Now you got it. So that is the specialities of the Bangar. I think you got it. Okay. So then which one is the fourth one? So three we discussed. Which Bhabar we discussed, Terai and Bangar. Next we have to discuss Khadar. Khadar soil. Very simple. You know that newer or a younger deposit of alluvium in flood plains. നദികൾ വഹിച്ചു കൊണ്ടുവരുന്ന ഫ്ലഡ് പ്ലെയിൻസ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ രൂപം കൊണ്ട ഫ്ലഡ് പ്ലെയിൻസിലെ ന്യൂവർ ഡെപ്പോസിറ്റ് ഓർ എ യങ്ങർ ഡെപ്പോസിറ്റ് ഓഫ് എ അലൂവിയൽ സോയിൽ ഈസ് നോൺ ആസ് ഖാദർ സോയിൽ. ലാസ്റ്റ് topic I discussed that Khadar soil is fine particles and fertile soil than the Bangar soil. Bangar means old alluvium, Khadar means newer alluvium. Got it? So, in these floodplains are newer deposit or younger deposit of alluvial soil is known as Khadar. And it is renewed almost all year. How can you say that how this soil is renewed? എല്ലാ വർഷവും ഈ മണ്ണ് ഇങ്ങനെ പുതുക്കി കൊണ്ടുവരുന്നു. How it is possible? Because of the presence of the rivers in this area. You know that rivers are carrying alluvial deposits and make a flood plain. Okay, so because of the presence of the rivers in this area, the soil is renewed every year. So this soil is so fertile. Thus it is more ideal for intensive agriculture. This Khadar soil area is more intensive for agriculture. Okay, so my dear children, now you understood on the basis of the variations on the northern plains. It is divided into 4 regions. First one, what is first one? Bhaga. Second one, Tarai. Third one, Bhanga. And fourth one, Khadar. Got it? Okay. So now we finished our second physiographic division, northern plains. What is the first one? Himalayan mountains. What is second one? Northern plains. Next we have to start the third physiographic division, peninsular plateau. Peninsular plateau. You know that plateau city is also known as a tableland. What do you mean by tableland? It is a higher land or elevated land with a table-like top. Mugal bhagam table pole. That is why it is known as a tableland. Plateau is also known as a tableland. Another speciality, it is a crystalline. Crystalline, igneous and metamorphic rocks are present here. Can you remember which are the different types of rocks? Yes, igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks, metamorphic rocks. So here we can see crystalline, igneous and metamorphic rocks are present in this peninsular plateau region. It was formed because of the breaking and drifting of a Gondwana land. First we discussed Gondwana land. Okay, that it formed because of the breaking and drifting. Split ചെയ്ത് ഡ്രിഫ്റ്റിംഗ് ഒക്കെ മൂലം ഉണ്ടായതാണ് ഗോണ്ട്വാന ലാൻഡിന്റെ സ്പ്ലിറ്റ് മൂലം ഉണ്ടായതാണ് പെനിൻസുലർ പ്ലേറ്റോ. സോ it is a part of a oldest land mass. Peninsular plateau ഒരു oldest land massന്റെ പാർട്ടാണ്. Okay, it has broad and shallow valleys. Broad, width is more. Broad and shallow. What do you mean by shallow? Opposite of deep. ആഴമില്ലാത്ത. Okay, shallow, അധികം ആഴമില്ലാത്ത അല്ലെങ്കിൽ താഴെയല്ലാത്ത valleys. And broad and shallow valleys are present, or it is we can see in these peninsular plateau regions. Another speciality, rounded hills. Peninsular plateau, it is surrounded by different hills are there, and also it consists of two broad divisions. Before that, once again I will tell you, next we are discussing peninsular plateau, and it is a table-like land, and it has crystalline, igneous and metamorphic rocks are present here, and it is formed because of the breaking and drifting of an old Gondwana land. So this is an old landmass. Which is old landmass? Peninsular plateau. And it is surrounded by hills. Different hills are surrounded by the peninsular plateau. Not only that, it has a broad and shallow valleys are there. So it consists of two broad divisions. Which one consists of a peninsular plateau? Consists of two broad divisions. First one, Central Highland. Second one, Deccan Plateau. Peninsular Plateau consists of two broad divisions. First one is Central Highlands and the second one is the Deccan Plateau. Are you familiar with these two regions? Don't worry, we can discuss it one by one. Okay, first we can discuss about Central Highlands. Central Highlands. Central Highlands and its specialities we can discuss one by one. Are you ready to? Okay, it is a part of Peninsular Plateau. That already we know that Peninsular Plateau's two broad divisions are Central Highlands and Deccan Plateau. It is part of Peninsular Plateau and it lies to the north of Narmada River. That you have to keep in mind that. North of Narmada River, it is Central Highland and south of Narmada River, it is Deccan Plateau. So don't forget. So north of Narmada River, it is Central Highland and south of Narmada River, it is Deccan Plateau. Understood? Okay. And it covering a major areas of a Malwa Plateau. Malwa Plateauയുടെ ഒരു ഭൂരിഭാഗം ലയൺ പാർട്ട് ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് കവേർഡ് ബൈ ദിസ് സെൻട്രൽ ഹൈലാൻഡ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ സെൻട്രൽ ഹൈലാൻഡിലാണ് മാൾവ പ്ലേറ്റോയുടെ ഭൂരിഭാഗവും സ്ഥിതി ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ഗോട്ട് ഇറ്റ്? ഓക്കെ. ആൻഡ് ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് നോൺ ആസ് സെൻട്രൽ ഹൈലാൻഡ്. ഈ ഭൂപ്രദേശത്തെ ദിസ് ഈസ് നോൺ ആസ് സെൻട്രൽ ഹൈലാൻഡ്. ഐ തിങ്ക് യു ഗോട്ട് ഇറ്റ്. ഓക്കെ. ആൻഡ് ഓൺ ദ സൗത്ത് സൈഡ് ഓഫ് ദ Central Highland is Vindhyan Range. Vindhya, Shadapura, Aravalli, you might have heard that. Vindhyan Range, mountain range. So south side of the Central Highland, it is Vindhyan Range. Don't forget it and don't make any confusion. Okay. And on the northwest side, south side it is south side of Central Highland, it is Vindhyan Range. And northwest side it is Aravalli Hills. Aravalli Hills. First I informed you, rounded by hills. This peninsular plateau, it is rounded by hills. Now you understood? Yes. On the northwest side it is Aravalli Hills and south side it is Vindhyan Range. Okay. If we are moving west side, again we are moving to the west side, we can see sandy and rocky desert of Rajasthan. Which side we can see? We can observe this Rajasthan. West side of this Central Highland, we can see Rajasthan. The rivers flowing this region is, which are the rivers are draining in this area? ഏതൊക്കെ പുഴകളാണ് ഇതിൽ ഒഴുകുന്നത്? Main or most important rivers in this area, Chambal, Sindh, Betwa and Ken. Can you follow me? Once again, Chambal, Sindh, Betwa and Ken. Okay. Then the Central Highlands are wider in west. Understood? West side, പടിഞ്ഞാറ് ഭാഗത്തേക്ക് പോകുന്തോറും it is more wider and narrower in the east. When we are moving to the east side, it is narrower, ഇടുങ്ങിയതാണ്. What is the speciality? West side it is a more wider and east side it is a narrower. East side of these plateaus locally known as, അവിടുത്തെ പ്രാദേശികമായി അറിയപ്പെടുന്നു, ഈസ്റ്റ് സൈഡ് ഓഫ് ദ സെൻട്രൽ ഹൈലാൻഡ് ഈസ് നോൺ ആസ് ബണ്ടൽഖണ്ഡ് ആൻഡ് ബാഗൽഖണ്ഡ്. പേര് കേട്ട് ആരും പേടിക്കണ്ട, വെരി സിമ്പിൾ. ഓക്കെ. ആൻഡ് ഈസ്റ്റ് സൈഡ് ഓഫ് ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് നോൺ ആസ് വാട്ട് ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് നോൺ ആസ് ബാഗൽഖണ്ഡ് ആൻഡ് ബണ്ടൽഖണ്ഡ്. ഓക്കെ. ഫർദർ ഈസ്റ്റ്വേർഡ് എക്സ്റ്റൻഷൻ, വീണ്ടും നമ്മൾ ഈസ്റ്റ് സൈഡിലേക്ക് മൂവ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ ഫർദർ ഈസ്റ്റ്വേർഡ് എക്സ്റ്റൻഷൻ we can see Chota Nagpur Plateau. Got it? You might have heard that Chota Nagpur Plateau. Okay. So again we are moving to the eastward side. We can see Chota Nagpur Plateau. And the river drains here, it is Damodar river. Here we can see Damodar river. Okay, and so these are the important points related with the central highlands of Peninsular Plateau. My dear children, don't worry, there are two broad, on the broad and shallow valleys also there, and on this Peninsular Plateau divided into two broad sections, Central Highland and Deccan Plateau. And we discussed the important points related with the Central Highlands. Can you remember all the points? It is a part of a peninsular plateau, and it lying north of the Narmada river, and it covering major areas of the Malwa plateau, and it is on the south side of this Central Highland, it is Vindhyan range, and northwest side it is Aravalli, and if we are moving west sides we can see sandy and rocky desert of Rajasthan. And the rivers are flowing in this area. It is Chambal, Sindh, Bedwa and Ken. And the Central Highlands wider in the west side and narrower in the east side. Okay, east side of the plateau locally known as Bundelkhand and Bagelkhand. Okay, further eastward if we are going, or further eastward extension, we can see Chota Nagpur plateau. The river drainage here is Damodar river. You got it? What are the specialities of a Central Highland? Okay, we can next discuss about the Deccan Plateau. Okay. Deccan Plateau. And it is a triangular landmass. What do you mean by triangular? Not exactly, it's not exactly, but almost it is a triangular in shape. Okay, almost it is a triangular in shape. Not exact shape, that is a Deccan Plateau, it is a shape, it is almost triangular in shape. And lying south of Narmada. When we discussed about the Central Highland, I informed you, Central Highland lying north of Narmada, this Deccan Plateau lying south of Narmada river. That is Central Highland, north side, and Deccan Plateau south side. Okay, and it is Shadapura in the north side. North side we can see Shadapura, Vindhya, Shadapura mountain ranges. You might have heard. Okay, Shadapura in the north side, and Mahadev, Kaimur hills and Michael range in the east side. You have to understand different directions or sides which are the, or what are the specialities of this Deccan Plateau. Once again I will tell you, it triangular in shape and lying south of Narmada, and it's Shadapura range in the north side, Mahadev and Kaimur hills and Michael range are in the east side. Okay, in west side Deccan Plateau is higher. West side we can understand that higher, uyaram koodudalana, and in east gentle slopes are there. കിഴക്ക് ഭാഗത്ത് പോകുന്തോറും ഡെക്കാൻ പ്ലേറ്റോ ഒരു ചരിവ് നമുക്ക് കാണാവുന്നതാണ്. ഓക്കെ, വെസ്റ്റ് സൈഡ് ഡെക്കാൻ പ്ലേറ്റോ ഈസ് ഹയർ ആൻഡ് ഈസ്റ്റ് സൈഡ് വി ക്യാൻ സീ എ ജെന്റിൽ സ്ലോപ്പ്. ഓക്കെ, ആൻഡ് an extension of the plateau is visible when we are moving again, or when we are observing again, we can see the extension of this visible in northeast. നോർത്ത് ഈസ്റ്റ് സൈഡിലേക്ക് പോകുമ്പോൾ വീണ്ടും നമുക്ക് ഇതിന്റെ എക്സ്റ്റൻഷൻ കാണാൻ കഴിയും. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ലോക്കലി നോൺ ആസ് മേഘാലയ, കാർബി ആംഗ്ലോങ് പ്ലേറ്റോ ആൻഡ് നോർത്ത് സച്ചാർ ഹിൽസ്. Don't want to worry about because of the names. Once again I will tell you. Again we are, or an extension of the plateau is visible in northeast. വീണ്ടും നോർത്ത് ഈസ്റ്റ് സൈഡിലേക്ക് പോകുമ്പോൾ പ്ലേറ്റോയുടെ ഒരു ബാക്കി ഭാഗം വീണ്ടും നമുക്ക് കാണാനായിട്ട് കഴിയും. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ലോക്കലി റീജിയണലി നോൺ ആസ് Meghalaya, Karbi Anglong Plateau and North Sachar Hills. Got it? In the plateaus, prominent hill ranges from west to east. ഇവിടെ കാണുന്ന വെസ്റ്റ് മുതൽ ഈസ്റ്റ് വരെയുള്ള പ്രധാനപ്പെട്ട ഹിൽ റേഞ്ചസ്, ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ഗാരോ, ഖാസി ആൻഡ് ജൈന്തിയ. ഡോണ്ട് വറി. ഓക്കെ, which are the hills or like hill ranges we can see in this Deccan Plateau or prominent hill ranges in the west to east. പടിഞ്ഞാറ് മുതൽ കിഴക്ക് വരെ നമുക്ക് ഡെക്കാൻ പ്ലേറ്റോയിൽ കാണാൻ കഴിയുന്ന ഹിൽ റേഞ്ചസ് ആണ് പറഞ്ഞത്. ഗാരോ, ഖാസി ആൻഡ് ജൈന്തിയ. Jaintia Hills. These are the important hill ranges we can see in the Deccan Plateau from west to east. Got it? And Western Ghats are in the western edges of the Deccan Plateau and Eastern Ghats are in the eastern edges of the Deccan Plateau. Very important. Okay. You might have heard Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. Paschimaghattam, Purvaghattam എന്നൊക്കെ കേട്ടിട്ടുണ്ടല്ലോ അല്ലെ. Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. Where is it? It is in Peninsular Plateau. Which portion? In Deccan Plateau. Peninsular Plateaus, Deccan Plateau area, we can see this Eastern Ghats and Western Ghats. Western Ghats are in the western edges of the Deccan Plateau and Eastern Ghats are in the eastern edges of the Deccan Plateau. And so we can discuss these two very elaborately. We can discuss these Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. Okay. Western parts it is Western Ghats and eastern edges of the Deccan Plateau, Eastern Ghats. Okay, Western Ghats it lie parallel to the western coast. Means Western Ghats lying to the parallel to the western coast. പടിഞ്ഞാറൻ തീരപ്രദേശത്തിന് സമാന്തരമായിട്ടാണ് Western Ghats. We can see. Okay, they are continuous. It is not break. There is no break in between. They are continuous. And we can cross through only passes. You know what is passes? Passes, churangal. That is known as passes. So if we want to cut or if we want to go above or cross, it means we have to cross only with the passes. Western Ghats are higher than Eastern Ghats. Means Western Ghats are more higher than the Eastern Ghats. Average elevation is 900 to 1,600 meters. 1,600 meters. Once again I will tell you, there are western parts it is Western Ghats and eastern parts it is Eastern Ghats, whose Deccan Plateaus, western edges it is Western Ghats and eastern edges it is Eastern Ghats. The specialities of Western Ghats, it is parallel to the western coastal area and they are continuous. There is no break. If we want to cross it, we have to go through the passes. Churam vadi maatrame pass cheyan pattu. And Western Ghats are higher, more higher than the Eastern Ghats. Average elevation, average height, it is 900 to 1,600 meters. And Western Ghats experience orographic rain. What do you mean by orographic rain? Heavy or a more moisture content rain is known as orographic rain. You can see one word in your textbook, orographic. Now you understood what is orography? Means heavy rain or more moisture content rain is known as orographic rain. So Western Ghats experience always we can observe in rainy season, especially orographic rain is there. Because of that, we can observe evergreen forest in Western Ghats area. Understood? Okay, because all through the year water or most of the year season water will be there, so the trees are growing well and the trees are not at all shed their leaves in a specific season. Western Ghats are known by different local names. It has different local or regionally it is known as in different names. From north to south, its height is increasing. North to south. North മുതൽ സൗത്തിലേക്ക് പോകുന്തോറും വെസ്റ്റേൺ ഗഡ്സിന്റെ ഉയരം കൂടിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നു. Got it? From north to south. North മുതൽ സൗത്തിലേക്ക് പോകുന്തോറും വെസ്റ്റേൺ ഗഡ്സിന്റെ ഉയരം കൂടുന്നു. And the highest peak, what do you mean by peak? Peak, Kodumudi. Okay, the highest peak in Western Ghats is Anamudi. Anamudi nu kettittundo. Okay, so 2695 meters and Doda Beta 2637 meters. These are the important peak in these Western Ghats. Got it now? These are the specialities of the Western Ghats in Peninsula Plateau. I think you got it. Once again, I'll tell you, Deccan Plateau's western edge is known as Western Ghats and eastern edge is known as Eastern Ghats. And first Western Ghats. Western Ghats lying parallel to the western coastal area and they are continuous. That means if we want to cross it, we have to go through the passes only, and Western Ghats are higher than Eastern Ghats. Average elevation or height, it is 900 to 1600 meters. And the Western Ghats experience orographic rain, means heavy rain. And Western Ghats are known by different names locally or regionally, different names. And from north to south, the height it is increasing in Western Ghats. And the highest peak in Western Ghats it is Anamudi and Doda Betta also. These two are the important peaks in these Western Ghats. I think you got about the details of the Western Ghats. Am I right? Next, it is we can discuss about the Eastern Ghats. Okay, Eastern Ghats. Same like we can discuss about the important specialities of Eastern Ghats. The height of this Ghats is 600 meters. The height of this Ghats is 600 meters. And it stretches from the Mahanadi Valley to the Nilgiri in the south. Mahanadi താഴ്വരം മുതൽ നീലഗിരി മല നിരകൾ വരെ ഇങ്ങനെ പടർന്നു പന്തലിച്ച് കിടക്കുന്നു. What it is? Eastern Ghats. Okay, and Eastern Ghats are discontinuous and irregular. Discontinuous and irregular. While we discussed about the Western Ghats, we understood that Western Ghats are continuous. If we want to cross it, we have to go through the passes. But in Eastern Ghats, it is discontinuous and irregular, not like Western Ghats. Okay, and it is dissected by rivers. വേർതിരിക്കപ്പെട്ടിരിക്കുന്നു. എന്തുകൊണ്ടാ? നദികളാൽ വേർതിരിക്കപ്പെട്ടിരിക്കുന്നു. Dissected by rivers. Mahendragiri is the highest peak in the Eastern Ghats. Anamudi is the highest peak in the Western Ghats. Okay, here Mahendragiri is the highest peak in Eastern Ghats. Important hills in this area: Shavroy Hills and Javadi and Kodaikanal, Ooty locating in these eastern Ghats. You have to understand, you are familiar with the Ooty, Kodaikanal and all. Okay, so Ooty and Kodaikanal and hills like Javadi and etc. are Chevrolet hills. These all are locating in eastern Ghats. Now you understood. Okay. These are the specialities of the eastern Ghats. My dear children, now you can compare and identify what are the difference between western Ghats and the eastern Ghats. Okay, study properly, read it properly. Okay. One of the most important distinct feature of, again we are going to Peninsular Plateau. One of the most important feature of the Peninsular Plateau is the black soil area. ഇവിടെ നമുക്ക് ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതൽ കാണാൻ കഴിയുന്ന soil black soil ആണ്. Okay, black soil area. That area is known as Deccan Trap. The black soil area of the Deccan Plateau is known as Deccan Trap, and this is a volcanic origin. What is mean by volcanic origin? Yes, because of the volcanic eruptions it formed the soil, and thus the rocks are igneous rocks. After the volcano eruption, we can see the lava, it is cooled and it is formed to igneous rocks. So, in this area is origin by the volcanic. So, this soil is igneous rocks. Because of these igneous rocks, we can see black soil here in this area. And we can see Aravalli hills on the western and northwestern sides of the Peninsular Plateau. Okay, and these hills highly eroded and broken hills. That means it is rugged hills. That is why it is known as broken hills and eroded with the running water. So, and they extend this area. It is extend Gujarat to Delhi. I think you got all the points related with these, and you have to read this area 1 or 2 times. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. I'll clear it. Okay. Thank you.